Hello.
Hi, Junaid.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, just to 2 minutes, sir.
Okay.
ఇప్పుడు వస్తాను. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Junaid.
Sir. Sorry, sir. Really,
Yeah, but
ఇది ఫెస్టివల్ ఏమో అంటే కదా సార్.
నిన్న కదా ఫెస్టివల్.
ఓకే ఓకే అది
అయిపోయింది. సో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసావా లాస్ట్ టాపిక్స్ ఏమన్నా?
టాపిక్ ఎస్పీఓకే చేస్తున్నాను. డౌట్ ఏం లేదు. ఓకే
ఓకే ఓకే SQL సర్వర్.
క్లైమేట్ కూడా పాట్ చేంజ్ అయింది.
ఇక్కడ ఏ ఊర్లో ఉండేది?
రాయదుర్గం సార్.
రాయదుర్గం కదా. ఓకే.
అందరికి పరిశ్రమ జ్వరంట.
Okay, so we have finished functions and indexes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you see my screen?
No, not right.
Very sure. Now? Can you see?
Yeah, no, actually.
Okay. Yeah. So today we will discuss about triggers. Okay.
Okay.
So on triggers. So how we can define triggers is triggers are kind of code, a group of code, or I can call it a kind of special stored procedure. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So which will execute automatically. So we don't have to run it. Okay. So they themselves will run automatically, but on a condition. Okay. So
Okay.
whenever there is an event, event as in whenever there is a task, like, whenever we create a table or, drop a table, order a table, we have to set a condition. So
Okay.
this trigger has to run at this time. So when a table is created or when a table is dropped, when a table is altered, okay, on a particular database, let's say we have the practice database, right? So we can create a condition there. Okay.
Okay.
So we can give some condition to validate. So whenever a table is created on a practice database or table is
Okay.
dropped on the database or table is altered on the database, so a trigger will be executed.
Okay.
Okay. So based on a condition or based on an event that is occurred on the database, these triggers will execute automatically. We don't have to run them. Based on the
Okay.
event, based on what type of event we have decided or given as a condition. So based on that event, the trigger will be executed automatically.
Automatically.
Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
So
It's
usually,
pre-scheduled and it means.
so it is not scheduled. It runs on an event. It execute when an event is occurred on the database.
Okay. Okay.
We cannot call it as a schedule.
Okay.
It runs on an event. It is like an event based condition.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So whenever an event occurs, okay,
at that
a
time,
trigger will execute. Okay.
Okay.
See, we can kind of alter a table in an year, once in a year, or 2 years once.
Okay. Okay.
So till then, the trigger won't execute. Okay.
Okay.
Until let's say we have created a trigger based on an event called alter table. Okay. That means whenever we perform alter operation on a table in a particular in practice database, until then,
Unless it
then
won't execute.
yeah, it won't execute. So let's say we have after creating the database, we were working on it after like 2 to 3 years also. So we have got a chance to alter a table. Until then, we didn't do any alteration. We were just creating and dropping.
Okay.
So we have got a chance after 2 years. Let's say after 2 years, okay, we have got a chance to alter a table.
Okay.
So only then. So whenever we do the alter table, whenever we do the alter command, then only the trigger will execute. Otherwise, in the lifetime, the trigger will never execute.
Okay.
Okay, so it is an
Mm.
event-based condition.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so here, so we have to create the trigger on database level, on databases. Okay,
Okay.
so we have to create triggers on these data, any of the database. Okay, like if we apply create command in practice database, or if we apply, we can apply drop on what practice database kind. Okay,
Okay.
so based on
Data
those
at
things,
database level.
yeah.
Mhm.
So like that, these event-based conditions will be there. So
Okay.
whenever, I mean, if we are not applying those commands, if we are not using those trigger commands,
Mm.
so the triggers will never execute.
Okay.
So they will be just there in the system.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
So in triggers, so we are having two types of triggers here. Okay. So
Yeah.
one is DDL trigger and
Mm.
another one is DML triggers.
Okay.
So DDL, right? What DDL commands are?
Yeah.
So DDL commands are create,
Create alter,
alter, and
drop,
drop and
truncate.
truncate. So, okay,
Yeah.
on truncate we cannot create. We can create on create, alter, and drop. Okay, we can
Okay.
create triggers on create, alter, and drop. Okay,
Mm.
and so we have something. We have DML commands, right?
Mm.
So what are
Update,
the DML
insert,
commands? Update, insert, and delete.
insert, delete.
Okay. So based on the command, which type of command we are using, so we can classify the triggers. If we are using DML commands
Mm.
while creating the trigger, it is called a DML trigger. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
So we are creating trigger based on DDL commands. We can call that trigger as
DDL
DDL
trigger.
trigger. That's it. Okay. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Okay. So the most the famous and use cases. Okay. So just to log these are just, I mean, mostly these are used to log the events. Log as in, so whenever what is going on in your database. So just to log those events. So mostly we will be using these triggers. Let's say you have some 10 users for your SQL server. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say you have some 10 users.
Mm.
So they are using the same SQL server and their usernames and passwords will be different. Okay. Their logins will be different. Okay.
Okay.
So each user will have his own username, right?
Yeah.
So we might have, so if you see here, so under security, we might have created different logins for different users. Okay. So they will be logging in and they'll be doing their daily work. Okay. So just to know, which user has, I mean, let's say there is a table which should not be altered.
Mm.
So which is a standard table. Okay.
Okay.
So we have created an alter trigger on that particular
Table.
database
No.
on that particular table. Okay. So they
Mm.
should not do any alteration. Just to check that. Okay. So whenever an operation is created, okay,
Mm.
whenever an alter operation is done, so inside the trigger we will be writing the SQL statements again. Okay. So whenever the
Okay.
alter is done, what should be done?
Mm.
Okay. So we will be specifying what should be done in the triggers.
Yeah. It
Okay. Whenever,
will
yeah.
happens when if we write only writing a query, it will execute, or until unless we execute that command.
Yeah, we have to execute.
Okay.
Writing
Alter
the command.
mean.
Yeah. So
Mm.
whenever you write an alter command and execute, only
Mm.
then the trigger. So only writing doesn't matter. So
Okay.
whenever you
Until unless
execute
we
that,
execute, then
yeah,
only it will execute.
yes.
Mm.
So writing doesn't do anything, right, on SQL Server.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only when you execute, something happens.
Yeah.
If you just write it and keep it, nothing will happen, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever you do an alter, the trigger will be executed. Okay. So once the trigger will be is executed, so the commands that are written inside the trigger will be executed. Okay. So
Okay.
let's say, so inside the trigger we have written a command that, so we insert into some other table the username, so the time of the trigger execution. Okay. So
Okay.
what command he has used. Okay. So we can just insert this information into another table. Okay.
Okay. On whichever the table we want, then on that the table we need to
So we
write
will
these
write this
commands.
information. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So it will log that event. Whenever you try to check that log table, another table. Okay.
Log or logs are these
So what?
I'm getting an confused. I think
Mhm.
log or logs are that
Log,
log.
log, log,
Okay. Okay, sir.
log. Yeah. So just for logging, I mean, we will be using them for logging events.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
So whenever, let's say I'm the admin, so you are the user. Okay.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
have created a trigger on a particular database for
Okay.
alter operation. Okay.
Okay.
And you have logged in with your username and password, and you're trying to do, you have executed a alter command. Okay. You tried to alter
Mm.
a table. Okay. So
Okay.
in the trigger, so what command I've given is, okay.
Mm.
So you have to, there is another table called log table. Okay.
Okay.
So in that log table, we have commands called username
Mm.
and what is the operation when the operation is done. Okay. So I have
Okay.
3 columns there. Okay. So whenever you do the alter command, whenever you execute alter command from your login, okay.
Mm.
So a trigger will be executed. Okay. And inside the trigger, I have written a command called insert into log table,
Okay.
the alter execution time, what is the username. Okay.
Okay.
So that information I will be inserting into the log table. Okay.
Mm.
So daily, whenever I come, so and I can check into the log table. So there I can see a record that this person has used alter command
This.
on a particular table. So
Mm.
I will get to know.
Okay.
So somebody has used alter operation
Mm.
without authorization.
Okay.
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 So I can come and
Whoever
talk
can
to
try,
you like,
you
yeah,
can
I
identify
can, yes,
who
whoever did that, I can identify
who
that.
did. Yeah.
Right. So I can
Okay.
come and ask you like, what is the purpose of doing the alter, or is it
Okay.
authorized? Okay.
Okay.
So I can get some clarity. Okay.
Where it will be the information where it will be stored.
So I have another table that I've created another table log, which is log table. So that also we have to, that table also we have to create
Okay.
that log table, right?
Yeah.
That one also you have to create.
Okay. Okay.
You have to create, and you have to, in the trigger, you have to you have to write a command, insert into that particular log table,
Okay.
the username and the session ID, if you have session
Mm.
ID, and what is the username. So all those details I will be inserting into that log table.
Okay.
So that is not a system table. The log table means, okay, that table we have to create.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Okay.
just like how we create another tables. So we are
Mm.
creating a table and naming it as a log table.
Okay.
So into that log table only we are inserting all our information.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
So let me show you a simple insert thing. Okay.
Mm.
So I will
You
write.
are creating a command on
Yeah, I'm
insert.
going to create a command on insert.
Mm. Okay. Whoever will try to insert anything, the trigger will fires.
Yes.
Okay.
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 This is called create. We are using create command
Okay.
to define a trigger, create trigger, and now we have to give trigger name. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm giving it as tr underscore insert. Okay.
Mm.
On, now you have to give on which database. So now I
Mm.
am going to create insert on practice database. Okay.
There are two types.
Practice
No? Okay.
database. Okay.
Mm.
After which command? After which
on
command I have to
database.
give. Okay.
Okay.
I have to give after insert. Okay. I will give after insert on practice database after insert. So this is the condition. On which
Okay.
database and after which condition, after which command. Okay.
Okay.
And as and here also we'll have a begin and block. Okay. So between the begin and block, you should write your queries. Okay. So based on your requirement, you can write anything there. Okay. So let's say you are doing some update. So whenever a insert operation is doing, okay, you can write. So let's say you're getting I mean your regular operation. Okay. Your regular operation is to insert data into a table. Okay. So we have an employee table, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you're a regular, you'll be doing that regularly. Okay. So you're inserting employee names. Okay. So, but in the employee names, so there should not be any spaces. Okay. Like, Junaid Ahmad, Zain Raj, there are spaces, right? So,
Yeah.
but you don't want any spaces there. Okay. But from the source, you are getting the space. Okay.
Yeah.
Select star from ELP. Okay. So in the name, so we have all the spaces, right? So these are all coming from source. Okay. So but in the table, you don't want any spaces between the names. Okay.
Okay.
Between the first name and last name, you don't want any spaces between the names.
Okay.
Okay. So what you can do is, okay, so whenever there is an insert happened, okay, so this trigger will execute after the whole insertion is over. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So after whenever a trigger is happened, so this trigger will start executing. Okay.
Okay.
Clear. So here what I'll write is, okay, so I'll write update statement here. Okay. Update ename. Okay.
Okay.
Set. I'll write a expression to delete the space between. Okay. To eliminate the space. Okay. So first of what I have to find, the position of the space there. Okay. And I have to replace that space with nothing. Okay. With an empty character. Okay. So if I write a command for that, so I'll be able to eliminate the space between the names, right?
Okay.
So I'll be writing that update statement here. Okay. And I'll be creating the table.
Okay.
And I'll be creating the trigger. Okay.
Okay.
So, but whenever I'm going to create, or whenever I'm going to insert a data into the ename
table, yeah.
So that this trigger will fire.
Yeah.
Eventually, the commands inside the trigger will also execute. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Here the commands are update ename.
Yeah. Can you tell me
Removing
the
the
expression?
spaces.
Can you tell me the expression to remove the space?
Space.
Yeah.
Dynamic query.
We'll
Char
just
index of.
try the expression in the select statement first, and
Okay.
then we will put it in update. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell me.
Char index will do the position. Char index of
Okay.
space.
Okay.
And space we need to find out. Yeah. Space string. We need to give a string.
Which string I have to give?
Ename.
Okay.
Yeah, space.
Where I have to use space?
Before ename and comma should be there.
Okay.
Comma and it should be in single inverted comma.
Okay.
Okay, and you give the position, no?
If it will give us the position.
Okay. Close the bracket. To remove the spaces, no, we are writing a query.
Yes, to remove the spaces.
Remove the spaces. Hmm. Minus
So are you trying
length
to
of
follow my approach, like whatever I told, right?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you don't have to follow my approach. You can just try your own thing.
Oh, okay.
So I just said in flow, so that might not be correct. Okay. Yeah.
అంటే ఈ క్యారెక్టర్స్ లెంత్ లో నుంచి లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ద స్ట్రింగ్ మైనస్ ఇది.
So what are we trying to do here?
స్పేస్ ఉంది కదా సార్, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఈ టోటల్ హోల్ స్ట్రింగ్ ఉంది కదా ఈ నేమ్ లో, లెంత్ లో నుంచి ఫస్ట్ ఎంత క్యారెక్టర్ ఉందో అది మైనస్ చేసేసి ఒక స్పేస్ ని తగ్గి చేస్తే ఆ రెండు.
So can you put down your steps here?
Yeah.
So can you put down your steps in chat box? Okay.
ఓకే. అంటే
Hello.
Sir.
You're writing something?
Yes, sir. Instead of here we can use replace or stuff. No?
Yeah, you can use anything. That's what I said, right?
Yeah. Column. Here we can use a stuff and column names and e name.
You can send me that. You can send me that expression.
Yeah, 1 minute. Position would be. Yeah. సార్ అది లాస్ట్ టఫ్ యూజ్ చేశాను క్యార్ ఇండెక్స్ ఆఫ్ అంటే అది పొజిషన్ అనమాట స్పేస్ పొజిషన్ ని తెలుసుకోవడం ఆయన తర్వాత -1 అంటే అంతకు ముందు నుంచి ఇంకొకటి రాయాలి బట్ రీప్లేస్ ఎట్లా అంటే అర్థం కాలేదు
ఇప్పుడు స్టఫ్
ఇక్కడ లాస్ట్ ఉంది కదా సార్ -1 తర్వాత ఇంకొకటి రాయాలి బట్
ఏం రాయాలి
రావట్లేదు అంటే ఆ స్ట్రింగ్ ని రీప్లేస్ చేయాలేమో అక్కడ
ఇప్పుడు క్యార్ ఇండెక్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇది రాసావంటే క్యార్ ఇండెక్స్ పొజిషన్ వస్తుంది
పొజిషన్ వస్తుంది సార్
ఇప్పుడు లెట్స్ టేక్ దిస్ 6th record 2k Blake. So the position of the space is 3. Okay. Now if you do -1, it will be 2. Right. Now the position becomes as 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
రెండు ఆ స్పేస్ ని వెళ్ళిపోవాలి యాక్చువల్గా అయితే ఇక్కడ స్టఫ్ యూజ్ చేసి మనము ఆ స్ట్రింగ్ ని రీప్లేస్ చేసాం ఆ స్పేస్ దగ్గర నుంచి
సో ఇప్పుడు -1 చేసామంటే 2 పొజిషన్ వస్తుంది 2 పొజిషన్ లో ఏముంది కే ఉంది ఓకేనా అప్పుడు నువ్వు ఏదైతే స్టఫ్ చేస్తావో అది కే నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది సో కే కూడా పోతుంది కదా
అవసరం లేదు
ఏం రాలేదా ఎందుకు సో ఐ హావ్ కంప్లీటెడ్ ద రిమైనింగ్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఓకే బట్ స్టిల్ ఐ యామ్
అంటే
గెటింగ్
1 ఓకే పొజిషన్ మీరు 1 ఇచ్చారు కదా మళ్ళీ
అవును
అంటే ఇది
జస్ట్ a small error
yeah
kind of syntax సో ఇక్కడ ఈ నేమ్ అనే కాలం కి నువ్వు స్ట్రింగ్ కొటేషన్స్ ఇచ్చావు కాలం నేమ్ తీసుకొని కొటేషన్స్ ఇచ్చావు దానికి సో నువ్వు పర్టికులర్ ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు ఈ వాల్యూ తీసుకొని ఇక్కడ స్ట్రింగ్స్ డబుల్ సింగిల్ కోట్స్ లో ఇవ్వచ్చు వాల్యూ ఇచ్చి
అంటే డైరెక్ట్ మనం స్ట్రింగ్ తీసుకుంటే అట్లా ఇవ్వచ్చు కదా కాలం నేమ్ కాబట్టి
సో ఇది కాలం నేమ్ కాబట్టి
ఏం చేశారు సార్ ఇది 1 అంటే ఇప్పుడు థర్డ్ పొజిషన్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది స్పేస్ ప్లేస్ లో
సో 1 ఎక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు పొజిషన్ వచ్చి ఇది సో ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు రీప్లేస్ చేయాల్సిన కాలం ఇది అంటే ఈ నేమ్ ఏ కాలం అయితే చేంజ్ చేయాలనుకున్నావో అది ఈ నేమ్ ఇక్కడ సో ఇప్పుడు ఆ కాలమ్స్ లో నెక్స్ట్ స్పేస్ అనే పొజిషన్ కావాలా స్పేస్ పొజిషన్ అంటే ఓకే ఇది స్పేస్ పొజిషన్ అంటే అది స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్ ఓకేనా ఇది స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్ ఎంత వచ్చింది
అది 3 అనుకోండి సార్ ఫస్ట్
సో దట్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ ద
అది
string.
క్యారెక్టర్స్
Okay.
బట్టి
ఒక దాంట్లో 3 రావచ్చు, ఒక దాంట్లో 4 దగ్గర
4
రావచ్చు.
ఓకే
ఓకేనా?
ఓకే
సో అది స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్. స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్ నుంచి ఎన్ని క్యారెక్టర్స్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద లెంత్, ఎన్ని క్యారెక్టర్స్, మనకు ఒక క్యారెక్టరే చాలు. స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్ అదే, ఎండింగ్ పొజిషన్ కూడా అదే. ఓకేనా? సో
ఓకే
ఇప్పుడు నాకు 2 క్యారెక్టర్స్ కావాలనుకో, స్పేస్
ఓకే
దాని తర్వాత ఉండే ఆల్ఫాబెట్ కూడా పోవాలంటే నేను 2 ఇస్తాను.
ఓకే ఓకే
నాకు స్పేస్ దగ్గర స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్ అయితే దాని తర్వాత ఒక క్యారెక్టర్ ఉంటే చాలు.
ఒక క్యారెక్టర్ చాలు ఓకే
సో నేను 1 తీసుకున్నాను. సో
ఓకే
1 తీసుకొని, సో స్పేస్ ని తీసేయాలి. స్పేస్ తీసేయాలంటే నేను స్పేస్ తీసేసిన. ఇక్కడ నువ్వు స్పేస్ ఇచ్చావు కదా, సో ఇక్కడ నేను స్పేస్ తీసేసిన అంతే. జస్ట్ సింగిల్ కోట్స్ ఇచ్చిన అంతే, అంటే నథింగ్ అన్నట్టు. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే స్పేస్ ని రిప్లేస్ చేస్తున్నాం మనం. ఓకే
సో ఇప్పుడు చూసామంటే ఇక్కడ స్పేస్ పోయింది అన్నిటికీ.
ఓకే కరెక్ట్. నేను ఇందాక అదే ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తే ఈ నేమ్ ని సింగిల్ కొటేషన్ లో ఇవ్వబెట్టా. యూజింగ్ రీప్లేస్
So you've got the same results. Replace is simple. We are searching for this string in ename and replacing with this string. That's it.
ఓకే
Okay. So you can write any both are correct. Okay.
అప్రోచ్ ఈజీ ఉంటుంది.
Approach is easy. But if you see here, so whenever you are using stuff, so we are getting null values. Why are we getting null values here?
ఓకే అంటే ఇది పర్టికులర్ స్ట్రింగ్ మాత్రమే, అంటే ఎక్కడ స్ట్రింగ్ మ్యాచ్ అవుతుందో అక్కడ మాత్రమే అప్డేట్ చేస్తుంది సార్, మిగతా అన్నిటికీ
Correct. So we cannot use stuff here now, right? So we should go with replace. Okay. That's why you should, whenever you are trying to write an update statement, it is better to check those expressions in the select statement first.
Okay.
So why? Because you will get to know whether you are getting the accurate results or not. See, మనం ఇక్కడ సెలెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ రాయకుండా డైరెక్ట్ ఇక్కడ స్టఫ్ రాసేసాను అనుకో,
అంటే మిగతావన్నీ
ఇక్కడ స్టెఫ్ రాసాను అనుకో, సో నాకు మిగిలిన వాల్యూస్ అన్ని పోతాయి కదా. సో ఇట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ డస్ సమ్ మెస్. ఓకే. So it is better to check our statements every time
before going to update
in select statement. Okay. Now one more case. Okay. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ దీనికి స్పేస్ లేదు కదా, సో దీనికి క్యార్ ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ ఏమొస్తుంది?
అది 0 సార్, ఏం రాదు.
సో వి ట్రైడ్. Yes, 0. You are correct. Okay. So now, so my question is, if I want to use stuff here, I don't want to go with replace. Okay. I want to use stuff, not replace.
Okay.
How can I
అది 0 వస్తుంది సార్, కంపల్సరీగా
అవును
యూజ్ చేసి.
అవును.
రాదు అట్లా రాదనుకుంటా. రాయొచ్చు సార్ అట్లా.
So try, think any of the concepts.
Okay.
Can we use stuff? Sorry, you're telling. You're telling something.
Okay.
No, you told something, no?
No, okay. But
So how can we use stuff here now?
using stuff, we get remaining values will get 0 only.
Yeah, we got nulls now when we use stuff. Yeah. So, but I want to go with stuff only.
The alternate way is.
So, how about using case conditions?
Case when case statement.
Yes.
Then expression will be whenever we have a space, then only this stuff will execute.
Yeah.
And
correct. We have to write a case statement such a way that whenever there is space,
then only
this stuff will execute.
And the statement case when ename has a space like
I'll write. Yeah, tell me case
when ename.
Okay.
Ename space
ename.
We need to give spaces when ఇక్కడ అంటే మనం సబ్స్ట్రింగ్ ఫంక్షన్స్ యూస్ చేయాలి సార్ స్ట్రింగ్ ఫంక్షన్స్.
And you can use anything. Try using char index here.
Yeah, char index of space. Same sir, below one char index of space to find the space. Same expression. Char index of space, comma ename. Single ename.
Name.
Then this stuff query should be executed.
This one, right?
Yeah.
So what is the condition you have given here?
Check here we have given as a stuff.
No, condition. What is the condition you have given?
Sorry, sir.
You can check the condition.
Condition. It means
so what is the condition you have given?
Where space, wherever the space will be there.
So how will the system know? How will the system know that there is space? So whenever your condition gives an output, then only the condition can be validated, right?
Yeah.
So what is the validation condition? It will give you so the expression which I have highlighted will give you a result, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
That will give you
space wherever the space.
It will give the position of the space. Okay.
Yeah, position of the space.
So, but how are you validating it?
Whether
it is correct or not.
It should be we have to use a if or while condition.
For
if function need to use here.
You can tell me.
If
so instead of
in
using
statement we need to use this char index of
I think so you're stressing it too much. Just a minute. So if you observe the conditions here, so wherever there is no space, we have got zeros, right? Where there is space, we have got an integer. Okay, like 0 is also an integer.
Position.
Yeah, we have got values greater than 0, right? Here we can give a condition greater than 0.
Okay.
Right. So whenever the position of the space is greater
Is
than
greater than
0,
0, then
that means that value is having a space, right? Right? Clear?
Yeah.
So
Then
we are writing the same condition. So this is what the validation condition is.
okay.
So this expression will give you a value. It might be 0 or any number.
Okay.
But you have to validate it. You have to give a
Yeah.
condition to validate it. So I'm giving greater than 0. This expression greater than 0. The outcome of this expression should be greater than 0. Right? So let's say if it is the space, it comes as 2. Okay.
Okay.
So 2 means in the second position there is a space. Right?
Yes, sir.
So the first letter would be some alphabet and the second letter is space. Right? We will get to know that there is space. Okay.
Yeah.
So since we are getting greater than 0, so we will get to know that there is a space.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So then we can go ahead with this stuff expression.
Okay.
Okay. Else we can print the same value.
Same value.
Okay. Then I can just write whatever is in the ename that will come out. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Now I have to give end.
And
That's it, right?
yeah.
See, whenever the output of this char index is greater than 0, you
Then
apply
only
the
the
stuff.
yeah.
You apply the stuff.
Yeah.
So if it comes as 0, that means there is no space. Then you don't have to apply anything. You just give the name whatever it is.
Same.
Okay? The same name. And click on end. Okay. Now let's execute this statement. See, even if I'm using the stuff, I'm getting the values.
Not getting a null value.
I'm getting the values, right? You're not getting null values. Even though I'm using stuff, I'm not getting in null values. So that is how you can use case statements and your expressions.
Okay.
So here in when, you should give an expression to validate.
Expression.
So you should give first an expression where it will give you a value, okay, like this. And then you have to validate that value, whether it should be greater than 0 or whether it should be equals to some column, or that value should be present in other tables or something. Some condition you can give. Okay.
Yes.
But that should be a condition. You cannot just give char index of space and the column name. Okay.
Okay.
Now I can use this case statement in the select. I mean in the set. Right.
Okay.
Update ename column. Sorry,
yeah,
update what is the column?
Space.
Update emp. Set.
Column.
Set what? Set column name.
Yeah.
Ename equals to. I'll write this case statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So it will also execute whenever there is space. It will observe. It will do something. If there is no space, it will not do anything.
Okay. If person executed update statement or insert statement.
Insert statement. This trigger
will fire, sir. And
yes.
Result would be
inside the trigger. This command is there.
Command is there. Yeah.
And if when the trigger is fired, this update statement will also
execute. Then the result would be totally changed.
Yes.
This ename column.
Yeah, the ename column will be updated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is how triggers work. So, but you can create triggers on DDL commands also. That will be also of the same syntax.
Okay.
Create trigger.
Finally, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇప్పుడు రెగ్యులర్ గా అంటే ఇప్పుడు యూజర్స్ ఉన్నారు కదా సార్, ఇప్పుడు యూజర్స్ డైలీ అప్డేట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు కదా, అంటే మనం ఇది ట్రిగ్గర్ అప్లై చేస్తే వాళ్ళు ఎవ్రీడే అంటే నార్మల్ గా ఎవ్రీడే చేస్తే ఇది ఎవ్రీడే ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది.
Yeah, whenever you do an insert, it will execute. see the scenario here is,
Mm.
so from source, you know that you're getting some wrong data,
Okay.
right?
Ah,
So from source, we are getting space between the names,
okay.
which you don't want. So we know that from source it is coming,
Mm-hmm.
right? So every day we are getting the data from source, okay? Every day we have spaces in between the
Yeah.
name, right? So that is the scenario there.
Okay.
So that means every day you are
అంటే
inserting data and every day you have to do update to
okay.
remove the spaces, right?
Okay.
So that time, so whenever you do insert, so this update will happen.
Okay. Automatically it will get updated.
Yes. But there
Okay.
is another scenario. Let's say you're not inserting what? You're not inserting data, that
Mhm.
particular data, that e-name data or some you try to insert some other data. So let's say you try to insert only EID and salaries.
Mm.
That time also this trigger will execute. But there is nothing. I mean, we have not given any new names, right?
Mm.
So then also this trigger will execute and does nothing.
అంటే మనం
This
వేరే
update
చేంజ్
statement
చేసినా
doesn't have anything to update, right?
యా
So it will just run and it will say 0 records affected. That's it.
ఓకే
Okay. So the best practice is, instead of creating a trigger here, okay, which will cause, I mean, a performance overload.
ఓకే
So you can just write this kind of update statements, okay?
ఓకే
So in your data load, so whenever the data is completed, whenever the data load is completed, so you can write this expression somewhere to execute, okay? So that part we can see in the ETL part, okay?
ఓకే
So the usual practice is, we don't create trigger.
ఓకే
We are not going to create a trigger. Triggers and cursors are, will affect the kind of performance, okay?
ఓకే
So we will not create a trigger for this use case, right?
ఓకే
So daily you're getting wrong username, wrong names, daily you're going to update, right? So for that, so I have explained you triggers for that use case, okay? For the same use case, we are not going to use triggers.
Okay.
So during the data load only, okay? So whenever the data is loading automatically into our table daily, so after the data load, so I can create a task for this update statement, okay?
Okay.
So after the data load task from source to destination, I will create another task which will execute this statement. This just an update statement.
Okay. Okay.
So after the data load, obviously this task will be executed, right? And the data will be updated. So that is good enough. We don't have to create triggers again, right?
It will take some more time to execute.
It's not about time, so it might be using system resources.
Okay.
And whenever you're trying to insert into some other things or trying to update some other data, then also these triggers will affect, right?
Yeah.
So not only into this particular data, whenever you're trying to insert another data also, this trigger will execute, right? So which we
it will
don't
execute,
want.
but zero rows affected.
Yeah,
zero failures.
but executing a trigger will cost us something, right? Will cost us system resources.
Yeah.
So which we don't want.
Okay.
So the better way is to schedule this, during the data load itself. We can schedule this update statement, just this update statement. So that will run. Just the update statement will run instead of create the trigger getting fired and the update statement inside the trigger getting fired. So instead of all those things, just this update statement will execute.
Okay.
So if it has spaces, it will execute. It will update. Otherwise, it will keep the same data, right? So that will be easier. Yeah. So that is about triggers here. Okay. So you can just try to create a trigger the same way. Okay. And create a trigger for detailed statements also.
Okay.
And you can just get a knowledge of how we are using trigger. Okay.
Okay. Same syntax.
Yeah, syntax will be same. So maybe this after insert there it might change. You can just put what create after create table or something like that. Okay.
Okay. For insert for
Yeah, for DML statements, it is after insert, after update, after delete.
okay. For DML DDL
It will be like
commands,
create
it
table,
will create.
drop table kind. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But you don't have to much. You don't have to worry much about them.
Okay.
You just have to get a knowledge of them
Okay.
and particular use case. Okay.
Okay.
So even though if you say I haven't used a triggered in your whole experience, doesn't matter because nobody prefers triggers. So when you have
Okay.
other
Okay.
options, when you have other easier options, nobody prefers triggers.
What is the alternate? I mean, another options instead
So
of
that's what I
using
said,
triggers
right? So if you
in
want to execute the same
TDS.
update statement,
Uh,
so I'll do it in the data load. I'll do in the
okay.
ETL tool.
ETL
After
tool.
data,
Okay. Okay.
after the data load, I'll put this statement to execute.
Okay.
So that will
Okay.
run the execute straight away,
Okay.
right?
And if we have that option, then we no need to use this.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Fine, Janad. So
Okay.
maybe I'll ping you, or you can
Oh,
ping me tomorrow. So maybe
okay.
I may be available or may not be. So we'll continue after that. Okay. You can
Okay.
ping me or I'll ping you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Janad. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.